let's talk about the ending of your paper. There are several really great options for ways to end your paper. First, you could propose a solution. That means the one way that you think is best that will fix this issue. Similar to a solution is a compromise. It's a solution where each side gives up a little bit and they meet in the middle, something that everyone could live with. Next, there's a call to action, which is a great idea for getting your reader to get up and go out and do something to help resolve this problem. You could also expand on your claim, which means give more details, qualifiers, or limitations, and explain why your claim makes sense. Lastly, you could summarize your main talking points from your essay. Regardless of how you end your paper, you should always restate your claim. You want to leave your reader with the most important thought at the end. Let's talk about a solution for ending your paper. You have to be very specific when you propose a solution. You should explain who should do what. Here are some language ideas for working a solution into your paper. You could write one solution to this issue could be, or a solution that has potential is, or one way to address this issue is to try. Let's look at how one student wrote a solution for their paper about repatriating artifacts. One solution would be to get better museums around the world so that people don't have to travel to Britain just to see the artifacts there. If we had more stable museums, then we could spread out the artifacts based on where they originated so the people who rightfully own the artifacts can see the artifacts too. This plan would take a lot of work, but it would pay off. This is why certain artifacts should be returned to its culture of origin, but it depends on the artifacts. I like how this solution is very detailed and specific, and they repeated their claim at the very end. Similar to a solution is a compromise. That's where everyone gives in a little to meet in the middle. For example, you might suggest in an essay you're writing about school start time, you could say, since there are benefits to starting school early at 7:30 a.m. or later at 9 a.m., we should offer staggered start time options based on what individual families need. That's a great compromise to solve your problem. Here are some language ideas for ending your paper with a compromise. One way to address this issue is to try, or an idea that might help everyone is. Here's an example of a compromise from someone's paper. I underlined these important words but and share and but so you can see how they've worked their thinking in. After reading and understanding all of this research and information, I now feel that museums should be allowed to keep disputed items, but they must clearly explain and educate the public about the history of the item and where it came from. They should share credit and profits with the community that originally owned the item. They should also lend the item when requested. In this way, we can keep the item safe and preserved for the public good, but also honor the true history of the disputed artifact. This compromise is great because they've explained how both sides would benefit from this solution. Next, we have the idea of a call to action. This is a powerful and wonderful way to end your essay. A call to action is a request to do something immediately. We're surrounded in advertisements with famous examples of calls to action like buy now or make an appointment today, learn more about this, leave a review, follow and subscribe. Some language ideas for working a call to action into your ending would be something like, something you can do right now to help is, or we can all help by. Here's two examples of a call to action in student papers. The first one is on social media, and the second one is on cyberbullying. Because of the negative effects of social media, there should be laws limiting access for anyone under 12. For 12 to 18, parents should be responsible for creating limits and teaching kids how to use social media safely. I love how this author ended by saying we need to go out and make laws right now, and this is what parents need to do to help solve this issue right away. Let's read the next one. As you can see, You and your parents can work together to stop cyberbullying on social media. You can do many different things to prevent this from happening. For example, your parents can go through your device weekly to make sure nothing bad is happening with your account. You could also have a trusted adult near you when on the social media app, so if something were to start happening on the account, you and the adult can get it figured out. You can even use an app to track and prevent cyberbullying from happening. I won't finish reading this, but you can see they've already given you several calls to action or things you can try right now to help this horrible issue of cyberbullying stop right in its tracks.